There is something important Pisces needs to understand as August 25th approaches. You have been changing in ways that even you may not fully recognize yet. The person you are becoming is not the same person who once tolerated everything, questioned every decision, or allowed other people's opinions to determine your sense of worth. You have learned through experience. You have discovered who genuinely supports you and who only appears when they need something from you. You have learned that not every connection is meant to last forever, and not every ending needs to be viewed as a failure. August 25th brings a powerful reminder. You are allowed to protect your peace. You don't have to answer every message immediately. You don't have to explain why you've changed. You don't have to convince someone that your intentions are good. And you certainly don't have to keep proving yourself to people who have already chosen to misunderstand you. There is a quieter kind of strength developing inside you now. You may notice that things that once upset you don't affect you in quite the same way anymore. Someone can say something disappointing, someone can behave differently than expected, or a situation can suddenly change, and instead of reacting immediately, you find yourself thinking first. That is growth. You are learning to pause before responding. You are learning to observe before trusting. And you are learning that silence can sometimes communicate more than a long explanation ever could. Around August 25th, there may be a situation where you realize that somebody's behavior has been telling you something that their words never did. Pay attention. Don't focus only on what someone promises. Look at consistency. Look at effort. Look at whether they respect your boundaries. Look at how they behave when things don't go their way. People reveal themselves through patterns, and Pisces is becoming much better at recognizing those patterns. You have always had a deeply intuitive side. Sometimes you can sense that something is different before you can explain exactly why. You may walk into a room and immediately notice the atmosphere. You may speak to someone and feel that something is being left unsaid. Don't ignore yourself. Your intuition doesn't mean that every feeling is automatically a fact, but it can be a useful signal telling you to slow down, observe, and gather more information. August 25th encourages you to trust yourself without allowing fear to control you. There is a difference. Trusting yourself means listening to your feelings while still thinking clearly. Fear makes you assume the worst. Wisdom tells you to watch, wait, and understand. This distinction becomes important for you now. You may also find yourself thinking about a person from your past. Perhaps someone you once felt extremely connected to. Perhaps a friendship that ended unexpectedly. Perhaps someone who made you question yourself. Or perhaps simply a chapter of your life that you thought you had already forgotten. If memories return around August 25th, don't automatically assume you need to go backward. Sometimes the past returns in your thoughts simply because you are finally strong enough to look at it differently. You are not the same person who experienced those situations. You have more understanding now. You have more boundaries. You have more awareness of what you deserve. And because of that, something that once felt enormous may suddenly seem much smaller. There is also a strong message around letting go of guilt. You may have spent too much time wondering whether you could have handled something differently. Maybe you think you should have noticed the warning signs sooner. Maybe you wish you had spoken up. Maybe you wish you had walked away earlier. But you were making decisions with the knowledge you had at the time. You cannot punish your present self for not knowing what your future self would eventually learn. August 25th asks you to release that burden. You learned. That matters. You survived the lesson, and now you get to use what you learned to create something better. Your relationships are also entering a period of greater clarity. If someone genuinely cares about you, their actions will begin to make that obvious. You won't have to constantly wonder where you stand. You won't have to chase their attention. You won't have to analyze every little interaction. Healthy connections bring a certain sense of stability. They don't require you to constantly question your value. And if somebody disappears whenever you need them but returns whenever they want something from you, August 25th may help you finally see the pattern clearly. That realization might hurt for a moment. But clarity is better than confusion. You deserve relationships where effort moves in both directions. You have a generous heart, Pisces. You often want to help. You often want to understand people even when they have disappointed you. But compassion does not require unlimited access. You can understand someone's struggles without allowing their behavior to hurt you repeatedly. You can forgive without forgetting the lesson. You can care from a distance. And sometimes distance is exactly what allows you to regain your peace. There is also something important developing around your confidence. You may not realize how much stronger you have become because you are still comparing yourself with an older version of yourself. Stop doing that. Look at where you are now. Think about the things you once believed you could never handle. Think about the situations that once made you feel completely uncertain. You are still here. You continued. You adapted. You learned. That is evidence of strength. And around August 25th, you may feel a renewed desire to do something for yourself rather than for everyone else. Could be starting a project, learning something new, changing your routine, returning to an old passion, making plans for the future, or simply deciding that you are no longer going to postpone your own happiness. Listen to that feeling. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. Start with one decision. One small action can create momentum. You may also feel more creative during this period. Your imagination could become especially active, and ideas may come to you when you least expect them. Write them down. Don't immediately dismiss something simply because it seems unusual. Some of your best ideas may arrive in moments when you're relaxed rather than when you're forcing yourself to think. Give your mind space. Take a walk. Listen to music. Write. Draw. Create. Spend time somewhere peaceful. Your mind needs quiet sometimes because that is when you can actually hear your own thoughts. August 25th also reminds you not to compare your journey with someone else's. You may see another person achieving something quickly and wonder why your own progress feels slower. But you don't know their entire story, and they don't know yours. Different people have different circumstances, different lessons, different opportunities, and different timelines. Your journey does not become less meaningful simply because someone else arrived somewhere before you. Keep going. Something may also be changing in the way you view success. Perhaps you once believed success meant proving yourself to people. Now you may be realizing that real success can simply mean having peace, being surrounded by genuine people, having freedom over your choices, waking up without carrying unnecessary stress, having something meaningful to work toward, feeling proud of the person you are becoming. That is valuable too. There is a message here about your personal space. Your home, your room, your surroundings, and even your digital environment can influence your state of mind. Around August 25th, consider removing unnecessary noise. Clean something. Organize something. Delete things you no longer need. Step away from conversations that constantly create negativity. Give yourself a calmer environment. Sometimes changing your surroundings helps your mind understand that you are entering a new chapter. And you are. Something old is gradually losing its grip. Something new is beginning to take shape. You may not have all the details yet. You may not know exactly where everything is leading. That's okay. You don't need the entire map. You only need the next step. There could also be an unexpected opportunity connected to communication. A message, a conversation, an invitation, someone reaching out, or an idea that suddenly opens another possibility. Don't rush into anything simply because it looks exciting. But don't reject something automatically because it is unfamiliar either. Listen. Ask questions. Think carefully. Then decide. Your future deserves thoughtful choices rather than impulsive reactions. In love, August 25th brings an especially important lesson. Don't confuse intensity with compatibility. Someone can make you feel excited and still not be right for your life. Someone can be charming and still be inconsistent. Someone can say beautiful things and still fail to show up when it matters. Look beyond the initial attraction. Watch what happens over time. For those who are single, there may be someone who becomes curious about you because of your calmness, sensitivity, or the way you communicate. You may not immediately recognize their interest. They could be watching from a distance, waiting for the right moment to approach you. But don't force anything. Let connections develop naturally. For those already involved with someone, honesty becomes important. If something has been bothering you, don't allow it to quietly build inside you until it becomes overwhelming. A calm conversation can prevent a small misunderstanding from becoming a much bigger problem. Speak honestly, but don't speak from anger. There is strength in communicating without trying to hurt the other person. Your emotional world is becoming more balanced. You are learning that being sensitive does not mean being weak. Your sensitivity can help you understand people. Your intuition can help you notice details. Your compassion can make you a wonderful friend, partner, or family member. But you still need boundaries. You can have a soft heart and a strong backbone at the same time. That may be one of the biggest lessons surrounding August 25th. You don't need to become colder to become stronger. You simply need to become wiser about where you place your energy. And there may be someone who doesn't understand this new version of you. They may say you've changed. They may wonder why you're less available. They may interpret your boundaries as distance. Let them wonder. Change isn't always something you need to explain. Sometimes people become comfortable with the version of you who always said yes. When you finally learn to say no, they notice. That doesn't mean you've become a bad person. It means you're becoming more honest with yourself. August 25th is also asking you to stop carrying responsibility for everybody else's emotions. You can support someone without solving their entire life. You can listen without absorbing their problems. You can care without sacrificing yourself. You are not responsible for keeping everyone happy. Your peace matters too. If you have recently felt emotionally exhausted, take that seriously. Rest isn't weakness. Stepping away isn't failure. Sometimes your mind simply needs time to recover. And don't be afraid to enjoy simple things. Peaceful morning. A favorite song. A good conversation. A walk outside. A creative activity. A laugh with someone you trust. Your life doesn't need to constantly contain dramatic changes for you to be progressing. Sometimes the most important transformation happens quietly. You become calmer. You become more selective. You stop arguing. You stop chasing. You stop explaining. You stop needing everyone to understand you. And suddenly you realize that you have become free. That is the kind of freedom August 25th is pointing toward. You are entering a stage where your energy should be directed toward building rather than defending. Build your confidence. Build your skills. Build healthy relationships. Build your future. Build something that makes you proud. Don't spend all your energy proving that someone else was wrong about you. Let your life become the answer. There is also a reminder to take care of your body and your daily rhythm. Get enough rest. Give yourself breaks. Spend time away from screens when you can. Move your body in ways that feel comfortable and enjoyable. Eat regularly and take care of your basic needs. Sometimes emotional confusion becomes much louder when you're exhausted. A rested mind can see things differently. Around August 25th, your dreams and thoughts may also feel particularly vivid. If you wake up with a strong feeling or remember something clearly, write it down. You don't have to treat every dream as a prediction. Instead, use it as a window into your own emotions. What are you worried about? What are you hoping for? What keeps appearing in your thoughts? Your inner world may be trying to show you something you haven't had time to acknowledge. And then there is the biggest message of all. You are not going backward. Even if life feels slow. even if something hasn't happened yet. Even if you are still waiting for an answer, you are moving. Growth isn't always visible from day to day. Sometimes you only recognize it when you look back months later and realize how differently you think. August 25th can be one of those moments of realization. You may understand that something you once desperately wanted isn't actually what you need anymore. You may realize that a person you once feared losing was never meant to define your future. You may discover that the peace you were searching for was not waiting somewhere outside of you. You had to create it within yourself. And once you do, everything changes. So don't rush. Don't panic. Don't force. Observe. Choose carefully. Protect your energy. Keep your heart open, but don't leave the door unlocked for everyone. Let people earn their place in your life. Let actions speak. Let time reveal what words cannot. And most importantly, remember that your worth does not rise or fall depending on who chooses you. You are valuable even when someone doesn't recognize it. You are capable even when someone doubts you. You are worthy even when somebody walks away. And you are still becoming the person you were meant to become. August 25th carries an energy of release, emotional maturity, clearer boundaries, creativity, and forward movement. Something from the past is becoming less powerful. Something within you is becoming stronger. And the next chapter doesn't require you to be perfect. It only requires you to be honest with yourself. So take the next step. Even if it is small, make the decision. Have the conversation. Begin the project. Protect your peace. Leave behind what repeatedly hurts you. And stop waiting for everyone else to approve of the direction you're taking. Your life belongs to you. You don't need to announce every move. You don't need to explain every boundary. You don't need to convince everyone that your dreams are possible. Work quietly, grow steadily, and let your progress speak. By August 25th, Pisces, remember this: not every closed door is rejection. Sometimes it is redirection. Not every ending is punishment. Sometimes it is protection. Not every period of loneliness means you are alone. Sometimes it is the space you needed to hear yourself again. And not every delay means you're failing. Sometimes life is preparing something that requires more patience than you expected. Keep your faith in yourself. Keep your curiosity alive. Keep your compassion, but strengthen your boundaries. Keep dreaming, but take practical steps toward those dreams. And never allow another person's insecurity to become your identity. You have already grown beyond certain situations. You have already outgrown certain connections. You have already survived moments you once thought would break you. Now it's time to recognize your own strength. Move through August 25th with calmness, with patience, with self-respect, with an open mind and a protected heart. You don't need to know exactly where the road ends. You only need to trust yourself enough to take the next step. Because the version of Pisces stepping into this new chapter is wiser, clearer, more selective, and much more aware of their worth. And that version of you is ready for what comes next.